Digwyd YouTube, conas tátu. So I'm making this video to try and give some information about the upcoming referenda in the country. Number one, the referendum to reduce the age of the presidential candidates from 35 to 21. Okay, simply put, I think I'll vote yes on this one because it'll allow anybody to run. Anybody who wants to under the age of 35. I can't see myself or a 21-year-old going, right, we can do this now, let's go and be the president of the country. For starters, it takes an awful lot of work, effort, money and support to even get considered to go on the ballot. So I think it's about time that we open it up to the people that maybe have done a term in the Dáil or a term in councils or in the Seanad or whatever to have the opportunity. You know, somebody younger than 35 but maybe older than 25. I think a lot of people think that 21 is too young, or in their 20s it's too young, they haven't enough life experience. I personally disagree. You know, I think it's the same argument for giving 16-year-olds the vote. I think they should have the choice to do it. It might encourage people older than 16 to vote. You know, there are a lot of people over the age of 18 that don't bother their arses to vote, which I think is wrong. If we pass this referendum, then I think it'll just create a little bit more interest in the way politics works. We've already seen people getting mobilised on various issues. I think it's time we energise the under 25s, the young people, to get out and take part in the democratic process, to vote, to question their TDs and their local representatives on issues that are important to them. And those issues aren't that much different to everything that concerns their parents or their grandparents. You know, we all want a better health system, we all want a better education system. And I think the more young people get involved, the more we can change things for the better. So that's my basic reason for considering voting yes anyway. On to the referendum for marriage equality, which is pretty much the only one that people are talking about these days. Some of the arguments against it are that a mother and a father are the only people that are best placed to raise children. I think this is the ideal. I think every child will be born with a mother and a father because that's the only way we can procreate and create children. So I don't think anything will change pretty much in that sense, that there will be men and women, men and men, women and women, and a man and a woman using adoption agencies, using surrogates, and the world will keep turning in that regard. You know, the only thing that will change is that we've had this conversation now. We need to put in some kind of legislation to protect the people on all sides of these arrangements. And I think that is about time. I think it's a long time coming and I think it needs to be done. So that's children. I was raised by my mother and father, and my mother towards the more recent parts of my life, and I'm still here. The world hasn't turned around. I haven't, become some kind of delinquent. I'm making a better life for myself. I can't see the problem. And nobody else I know can see the problem. People say that historically it has always been a man and a woman. Historically, a lot of things have been a certain way, and they have changed a lot throughout history. The ancient Egyptians had gay marriage, the Mesopotamians had gay marriage, the Greeks, the Romans, all civilizations at some stage or another have approved of it, and a lot of people have disapproved of it. It's our turn now to approve it again. This is about making sure that a government cannot come in and take away my right to celebrate my love with the person that I love. That is it at the end of the day. Civil partnership is only legislation. Civil partnership can be taken away in the morning. Not for those that already have it, but for those that want it. For those that need it. For those that need the protection that it gives. And it does give protection. But to make it into a civil marriage, like everything else, makes it protected under our Constitution. And for that to happen means that we have to have another referendum to get rid of it. Heterosexuals enjoy the constitutional protection of marriage. It makes sure that nobody on a whim can take that right away, because we recognise that it is that important. And to put it into our Constitution says the exact same about everyone's marriages. Whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, it doesn't make a difference. That is what we're voting on. We are not voting to allow gay couples or gay individuals to adopt, to use surrogates. We are already doing that. There are families out there that have been created by using the adoption agencies, by using surrogates. And in many cases, these surrogates are friends that want to provide a couple with a child to love, to care for and to raise. The family is just two people, whether it be a husband and wife, two husbands or two wives. That's it. If you want to make your family bigger and have children, then that's great. That's to be applauded. That's the way society works. We make children and we raise them to be good people. We raise them as best we can. We make sure they're educated. We make sure they take part in society, and that's the way society keeps just rolling on. If this referendum passes or fails, there will still be gay men on their own or in a couple. There will still be gay women on their own or in a couple, adopting children, fostering children, applying for surrogates. And as I said, it's necessary that we legislate to protect everybody in those situations, whether you're gay or straight. People need to recognise that a family is just two people saying I do, pledging their lives to each other the way everyone else does. And we must protect that in our Constitution the same way we protect the institution of marriage already. We are simply saying that you two men and you two women can come and have the exact same protection. Now, I've talked a lot about both referenda in this video, and I apologise if it's gone on slightly long. I had a person ask me a very important question. Why is this so important to me? And as I said, this referendum on marriage equality is simply about making sure that everybody has the same constitutional protection and that we cannot, deny it to some people based on one aspect of their personality. And the presidential referendum, I think, is simply just about extending the options and the choices to participate in our political system. Finally, this is, for me, just about making sure that this and future governments are bound and forced to hold up the provisions of the document behind me, which is Public Nairn, a proclamation from 1916, and our 1937 Constitution, to cherish and all citizens equally. I have heard a lot of people on the yes side and the no side talking about children, and rightly so, but it is not the gay children of today and tomorrow and yesterday, like myself, who are going to be taking part in marriage. It is about the couples that have been together for 30, 40, 50 years, that have been waiting all of their lives for the option to get married, not civilly partnered. All children are created equal in this country, and they're recognised as equals under the law. But only some children enjoy the full protection of the law. Only some adults enjoy the full protection of the law. And it is about time we changed that. Gur míle maith agat for watching. Agus slán go fóill.